Disney did a major disservice to an entire generation that has grown up on it because it gave us a false idea of how things turn out.
The early Disney movies are 50 times better than the most recent ones.
Yes.
Like, I never saw these as a kid, so I'm seeing them for the first time. So I've watched a lot of, for example, Snow White. And first of all, Snow White is astonishingly good. But the best part about it, and this is actually because I've been part of a larger thing I've become very interested in. The best part about Snow White is all of the, and also even more so probably with Cinderella.
Okay.
Is their willingness to go on these tangents. Like in Cinderella, there's like 20 minutes on the mouse playing with the cat Lucifer, and they leave the whole story, set it over here, and it's just the cat and the mouse. And the self-confidence of the filmmaker, they're like, the kids are happy to put Cinderella to the side and just go with the mouse and the cat for 20 minutes. And they'll come back to us. We have such confidence in our story and our storytelling ability. And I feel like today, when you watch the newer ones, there's never any of these digressions.
No.
And one is they don't understand how kids' minds work, or even, pardon me, how human beings' mind works. Well, you know this as a comic. In comedy, right? It's the digressions that often get you the biggest laugh.
Yes.
When you veer off the path, boom,
Segues.
right?
But I think conversations are the same.
The same. Yeah.
I think in everything, the surprise is what actually gets you going versus where you thought you were gonna get to. But
so why aren't they doing that with the kids? Why did they forget the digression?
I think it's a market economics thing. I think I have this fight oftentimes with people who work in new television, right? Especially in streaming. I think they read data wrong. That's my opinion, is that they look at the data and they go, oh, if it's not engaging in the first 2 minutes, then people are not going to watch, and you've got to catch their attention, and people like short content, and people like this, and people like that, but they've made all these assumptions based on data. But data, as you know better than anyone, you can read data however you like, and it can tell you the story you want it to tell you. So I think a lot of the things that are being made today are being made with the idea that people don't have an attention span, but I don't think that that's true. People still have attention spans.
Very much.
The difference is people now have more choice than they had back in the day, so they don't tolerate shit in the same way that we used to. Do you know what I mean? So I think maybe it was like a little bit of arrogance or just confidence on the side of like old Disney. But I also think no one was telling them, oh, the data says you got to move on.
Yeah, nobody was giving them instructions. The other thing that's interesting is that the mistake that data makes is that they don't account for the fact that the audience might change its mind. And audience is changing. The moment when an audience changes its mind, and when I say changes its mind, I simply mean when they might go from indifference to engagement, from puzzlement to joy, to just some shift.
You know where that happened to me recently? Have you watched, maybe your girls are too young, but I think they'll still enjoy it. Have you watched Demon K-Pop Hunter on Netflix?
No. I've seen it.
Can I tell you? K-Pop Demon Hunters or K-Pop Demon Hunters, I think. I started this movie. In the first 3 minutes, I was like, this is not for me. And then 40 minutes later, I was sitting there on the couch, completely mesmerized, completely entertained, just like bopping along. Just like every day, that's just me singing along, just like, you're my soda pop, you're my nana soda pop. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
But it's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I gave it a chance. I went with it. And now I got the reward. But if I succumbed to that initial instinct, that 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I would have gone, this is not for me.
But that's sorry, Malcolm. That's very similar to what stand-up comedy really is. It's like raising children. You suspend disbelief. And you just go with the flow and be able to be surprised at some point.
Or you just bump into something.
Because that's what happens when adults watch children's shows. They first start resisting. Then they go, no, well, no, dog is not talking. And they go, wow, Blue is a boy? Blue is a girl? Is what's going on here? Then you become more involved because you've suspended disbelief. But it takes a long time.
The whole blonde, blue-eyed Disney heroine thing, which I know is a cliche, is driving me crazy.
Okay.
It's really, really deeply annoying.
But you're
why are they all the fairest damsel in the land? Like, enough already. Why can't, in the original Cinderella is just like an ordinary girl. Like, she's just a kind of, she's no different than anybody else, but she gets lucky. And then Disney comes along and insists that she has to be a bombshell. Why does she have to be Marilyn? Why does she have to be Marilyn Monroe? In the original fairy tale, it's way better. In the original, she's just an ordinary girl who has a fantastic thing happen to her. And so if you're a kid and you listen to Cinderella, you're like, oh my goodness, amazing things can happen to all of us.
Yes.
Disney comes along, makes her into Marilyn Monroe, and says, basically, unless you're drop dead gorgeous and have a heart of gold, it's not
happening for you.
Not happening for you. And if things don't happen for you, it's because you're not good looking enough and you've done some evil thing. So my daughter's sitting here, we're watching Cinderella, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, what can they let up already on like, can someone even just have dark hair? Why does everyone have to be blonde? What crazy Germanic like Aryan fantasy is being worked out in Walt Disney's mind as he's doing this?
I mean, you just said it. Mm-hmm. Disney did a major disservice to an entire generation that has grown up on it because it gave us a false idea of how things turn out.
Yeah.
Happy endings?
But not just happy endings. It's like the way things turn out. Like, I'll talk to a lot of people who go, oh, the world, I can't believe this. They can't believe Trump won. They can't believe this is still happening. Then I'm like, but why can you not believe it? And then for me, at least, I go, if you've grown up your whole life being told that the good guy always wins, that the damsel always gets saved, that then when you go out into life, you're like, don't worry, you just wait. Trump, you'll see what happens to him by the third act. You'll see what happens to him. It's only him. And then it's like, it's not a matter of time. Yeah. That's not actually how the world works. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think those movies are partially to blame for that. And I don't know if you would know this, maybe you know deep, but like a lot of them were based on stories that didn't have those endings. You do know that, right?
I know, they changed them.
Darn it, Walt.
No, but seriously, they were not happy endings. I think in one of them, is it Sleeping Beauty or Snow? She just dies.
She is actually dead.
She is dead?
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. She is
dead. So they're just kissing a dead body.
The original Grimm Brothers
There's a word for that in the English language.
What is it? Okay, necrophilia.
Say it in one of your other 11 languages too.
How was this doom?